He's just an ordinary patrolman from the countryside, but he notices the details that everyone else misses. While the police were looking for clues in the victim's house, David looked across the street, because the curtains were left open at the time of the murder, and the building across the street was an abandoned apartment building. Maybe the flat had the answers he was looking for. David sat in a chair by the window. He realized he had a clear view of the crime scene. He was instantly reminded of a serial killer from 5 years ago. The modus operandi of the two cases was basically the same. David surmised that the murderer was the same person. After the murder, the murderer might have admired his masterpiece here. He reported this to the sheriff. The sheriff wanted him to stay longer until he found the murderer. It turns out that David was once a detective. Then he was transferred to the countryside as a patrolman after an accident. This time he came to LA to get some information. The sheriff had heard a lot about David, so he asked David to join him in solving the case, and that's how the story began. After everyone had left, David returned to the victim's house alone. Then the landlady came in. She asked David about the progress of the case, and she told him that the refrigerator in the house had been broken for at least a week. The victim had called for a repairman, but the repairman never came. This detail caught David's attention. The next day he went to the shop the landlord had told him about. The owner said someone did contact them, but the appointment was cancelled. David suspected that the murderer was the repairman. He cancelled the appointment on his own. Then he entered the girl's house to commit the crime. On his way out, David took a list of employees. He didn't know that a man with long hair was watching him. That night the police found a woman's body by the river. 2 murders in just a few days. The sheriff's head was in a spin. David gave the sheriff the list of employees and asked him to check it out. The next day the sheriff gave him the results. A mechanic named Matt had a history. Maybe we can use him as a breakthrough. David followed the clues to Matt's house. He saw the man taking out the rubbish. He took the rubbish back immediately. You know, a man's secrets can be hidden in the rubbish. David found an uneaten slice of pizza. He sent it to the coroner's office right away, and the victim had been bitten by the killer. A comparison of the teeth marks showed a striking resemblance between the two. It didn't make for good evidence, but it did raise Matt's suspicions, so they took Matt back to the station for a thorough interrogation.